Hi guys, my name is Rachel and today I'm going to be doing the mid-year freakout tag. This tag was created by Read Like Wildfire and a co-creator named Ellie. It was converted from a blog post to a Booktube tag video challenge, which was done on Read Like Wildfire's page. I will leave both YouTube pages down below so you can check out the tag and the original video. I highly recommend Read Like Wildfire. She is one of my favorite YouTubers. She's the cutest and spunky and really exciting, and this tag is really cool. Before I begin, I just thought I'd give you an update of my reading for the year. Thus far, as of July 5th, 2015 at 7:07 p.m. Pacific time, I have read 35 books out of my 75 Goodreads book challenge, which means I am 47% of the way there, which is about where I expected to be. I originally had wanted to read 100 books, but then I realized that that just wasn't realistic for me at this point, so 75 is where I'm at. Let's get started. Question number 1, the best book you've read thus far in 2015. I've been having an incredible reading year, so that was really difficult. But I narrowed it down to a graphic novel / comic and a book. And so the book that I've picked is Wonder. I really enjoyed this book. I talk about it all the time, but I loved it so much, and I'm pretty sure it was the best book I've read thus far. I don't like picking things like that, like my best, my number one. This is definitely, it was either this or Anna and the French Kiss. And the graphic novel / comic series that I picked, I don't actually have physical copies of because I read them on my Kindle. I borrow them from the library, and that is the Lumberjanes set series, comic series. I adore the Lumberjanes. I think I've read 7 so far. They are so cute. I was a Girl Scout my whole life, and so I identify with some of the stuff that they're doing and some of the friendships that they've made. And also, I've been really into graphic novels recently, but these are my favorite art by far. Like, the colors are spectacular. It takes a little bit to like understand what's going on, but then once you finally start getting the information, it's just cute and interesting and unique, and I love them. So yay. Question number 2, the best sequel that you've read thus far. Most definitely Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. I loved Anna and the French Kiss. It's in the top with my favorite. It's in like my top 5 favorite books of this year. And so this one was a little bit harder to get into, but once I got into it and fell in love with every character in here pretty much. It was exciting. I thought that this was down to earth, and I loved the character development. Best sequel thus far. Number 3, new release this year that you haven't read yet, but you really want to. Oh, that's Every Last Word. It's about a girl with the obsessional side of OCD, and I just think it sounds really interesting, and I'm really considering just paying the full price for it instead of waiting for it to get cheaper because I am so intrigued by it. Yay. Number 4, most anticipated book release of this year. Guys, this is my favorite question because I keep talking about this and no one else is getting as excited as I am, but I am freakishly excited, and that is the illustrated version of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Oh, it comes out in October, and I'm about to pre-order it. I've never pre-ordered a book before. I never even pre-ordered the original Harry Potters. Even my dogs are excited. I am so excited. I keep jumping up and down and talking about it, and no one else is jumping up and down or talking about it. But guys, illustrated. It's illustrated. I am so excited. I am so excited, and I'm going to pre-order it. Oh, I'm wearing rings. I'm very excited. Number 5 is my biggest disappointment of the year this far. Wow, what a drop-off. I was so excited. Now I have to talk about this. This is an unpopular opinion. I will not be going very in-depth into the reasons why I was disappointed in this book because it might have spoilers, so just zoom forward a little bit. But actually, don't fast forward because I think that people that haven't read this book need to know about this, because if I had known what I'm going to share right now, I wouldn't have read it. And I won't go too in-depth because I have a Goodreads review that I thought was decent. I tried to contain my vulgar language, and I'll leave that down below, but that is Winger by Andrew Smith. This was most definitely my biggest disappointment of the year. I picked it up because I wanted to read something fun and cute and exciting, And I thought this was incredibly misogynistic, racist, sexist, homophobic, vulgar, and just repetitive and lame. And the only character that I connected with, spoiler, 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 the only character that I liked died. Okay? In the most horrific way that the second most horrific thing I've ever read about in a book. The first was when I was really young, and I will not go into that because it was really, I just won't talk about it. But this was one of the worst, and I was so disappointed. And a lot of people love this book and say that they learned something from the main character, or they learned something from this book. And I guess I learned that life isn't fair, or that boys think about sex all the time, which I kind of already knew, but he's disgusting. And I have to be honest, this was my biggest disappointment. Not just because I didn't think it was written well, but because I think it sends a really disgusting message to the audience that it is aimed towards. And so I would recommend maybe before you read this, if you're still interested, that's cool. I mean, this was just my personal opinion. If you still want to read this, you're still gung-ho. There are some funny parts. I did laugh, and I did enjoy a character in this book. So if you're interested in reading this, I recommend looking at more reviews than just the positive ones, because that's all I looked at, which is why I was so hyped to read this and so excited. So I definitely recommend doing a little bit more research. There are trigger warnings that people need to be prepared for. So I want to advertise that this is not as light and fluffy as you would think. And no offense if this is your favorite book, I am happy for you. I am really glad that it touched you, because that's the point of a novel, is to affect somebody emotionally, and this book did do that. It did affect me emotionally. I've never been more angry, but I would highly recommend doing your research before reading this book.
I went from me jumping up and down and literally almost crying to me being really upset, and that just got really serious, so I'm sorry if you don't agree. Please don't hate me, I don't like confrontation, but I had to say it, more in my, description box.
Back to the fun stuff. Question number 6, my biggest surprise of the year. I had to go with 2 books for this. Both I read on my Kindle. The first is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, which is the second book in the Lunar Chronicles series. The reason I was really surprised by this one was because I wasn't a big fan of Cinder. Not because I didn't like Cinder as a character, because she's cute and I like her, but because I didn't really like the way the story went. I thought it was really, like a really serious retelling. I didn't think it strayed from the plot, even though she's a cyborg and in space and whatever. But I was interested to know what happened, and the reason I finished Cinder, or the reason I was intrigued to go on to Scarlet, was because the end of Cinder is incredible. It's just so good. And so I read Scarlet kind of going in a little bit nervous about it, but it blew me away. I like Scarlet a lot. I liked Cinder so much more in this book. I still gave it a 4 or a 4.5 out of 5 stars, just because I wasn't like, it wasn't my favorite book of the year, obviously, but it does most definitely make me want to continue reading the series. And the second book that I was most surprised about was We Were Liars by E.L. Lockhart. The reason I was really surprised about this book was because I've heard such mixed things. Like, people are so emotional about this book. People either really love it or like really hate it. And generally I tend to be on the really hate it side, and so I kind of went into it like thinking it was just going to be kind of a lame contemporary, and I knew nothing that it was a mystery or anything like that. I didn't know there was any plot twist. And this is no spoiler, but this has no spoilers. I was blown away, and I cried on an airplane after reading this book. Like, people were sitting next to me and I was just crying because it blew me away. I didn't give it 5 out of 5 stars because I did, again, have some problems with it, but I would recommend reading it knowing nothing. Literally nothing. No, it's about a girl. That's it. That's all you gotta know. Go check it out. Number 7 is my favorite new author, either debut or new to me, and I am picking a new to me author, and that is Stephanie Perkins, who, I've already talked about this a million times, so I'm just gonna go fast, but who wrote Anna and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and my library copy of Isla and the Happily Ever After. And in case you were wondering, this comes out in paperback in August. That's what Barnes & Noble said. And so I'll be able to finish my trilogy. I love these books. I love these characters. I love that it's actually pretty realistic and not perfect and not insta-love. And they're so cute. They're cute. They are just stupid cute. So, Stephanie Perkins, you rock. I'll read everything you put out. Probably, yeah, I would read anything Stephanie Perkins wrote. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for writing these. Oh, I'm so excited to finish Isla. Yay. Okay. Thank you. Number 8 is my newest fictional crush. That's hard because I love everybody. I love Conrad from the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy by Jenny Han. Oh, swoon. Bad boy. I love it. I love it. You're so cute. Oh my gosh. If they turned that into a movie, could Robert Pattinson be Conrad? Well, he's too old, but oh my goodness, I would probably cry. I would most definitely cry. Oh my goodness. And then, oh, Prince Kai from the Lunar Chronicles. So cute. Don't spoil. Don't spoil. I haven't read Cress or, well, obviously I haven't read Winter yet, but I haven't read Cress yet, so don't spoil. But I love Prince Kai. Etienne St. Clair and Cricket. Again, with just the great characterization, and I love them. I don't know who I would pick. If I had to pick, I don't know who I would pick. Probably Etienne. But I really like Cricket. Whew, I would throw these, but I treat my books with respect. Thank you. Number 9, my newest favorite characters. I picked 2 for this. I could have just picked Anna and Etienne, but you guys have heard me talk about those books so much. So I'm trying to spread it out a little bit, but I still had to pick Augie or August from Wonder. Read it! Just read it already. And also from a book that I just finished last night, Nimona from her namesake graphic novel. Her and I love Lord Blackheart and Ambrosia, Sir Ambrosia Goldenloin. I love all of their names, first off. And second off, it's just, this is a lot more complex and a lot deeper and a lot more beautiful than I thought it was going to be. It's not my favorite art style in the world, but fun fact, I didn't realize she did the art of Fangirl. It's the same artist. That's so cool. But this was really, 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 really good. And all of the characters in here are phenomenal. Just phenomenal. I was so surprised at how in-depth a character from a graphic novel could be, which is probably because I'm a newbie to graphic novels. I haven't read a butt-ton, and so I don't know everything, but Nimona and Blackheart especially, but I also really like Goldenloin. But Blackheart and Nimona. My bookshelves always fall apart whenever I film these, and it looks so lame. But one of these days, I will do a bookshelf tour whenever I get it the way I like it. Because I keep changing it. I change it like once a week. Number 10, books that made you cry. I cry fairly easily, and so I cried, I already said it, We Were Liars. Both volumes of Mouse, volumes 1 and 2. And I also cried at Winger. I hate to bring it up again, but just do your research. Just do it, okay? 11! Books that made you happy. All of my books make me really happy. I need to stop looking at this when I film. All of my books make me really happy, but for this I'm going to specifically pick We Will Always Have Summer, which is the 3rd book in the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy. I thought it was an incredible wrap-up. And another book that made me really happy, which I don't have a copy of because I borrowed it from the library, and that is the graphic novel Drama. I thought that it was really well done. I thought it was aimed well towards the audience. I thought it taught a lesson without being obnoxious about it. And I thought it was adorable. And I related to it, even though it was about 8th graders. Like, it was about a 7th and 8th grader. And I am gonna be a freshman in college. But I still thought that it was really cute. And it made me really happy to read. Number 12, favorite book to film adaptations. I am going to pick a movie and a TV series. The movie, this is so lame. Both of these are lame. Oh my goodness. But I just watched Twilight and I forgot how I kind of actually kind of enjoyed it a little bit, kind of. I really like Robert Pattinson. So, hello? This is my cat. Hello, thank you for interrupting, Franklin. I love you. Thank you. Say goodbye. Like I was saying, lame, but Twilight. I'm gonna reread it. I actually just rebought it, so I could reread it. I'm also picking a TV show for this because I feel a lot more passionately about this. I just bought this today. It is The Walking Dead Book 1, and I got it for really cheap. I got it at Half Price Books, and it was so cheap. And the lady was like, yeah, we never get these in. And I was like, oh, you're not going to get it back? Because I am so excited. And I am on I just started season 3 of the show, so don't spoil me or I'll cry. But I love Glenn. I love Glenn. And I love this show so much. I love it. And so I'm so excited to read this. Next up is question number 13. Originally, this was the favorite review you've written this year, and the Booktube version is the favorite video you have done so far this year. I haven't done a whole lot of videos this year because I was on a school hiatus, whatever. But I think my favorite was the chapter 6 video, which is
Guess who's back again. Peace, love, Malia Joy is back. Tell all your friends so that I can get 100 subscribers this summer.
I will leave that video linked down below, but the reason it's my favorite, not because it's the most exciting in the whole entire world, was because it was my jumpstart back into Booktube, which is something that I've really been loving thus far, and it's kind of taking over my summer / life / budget / time, but I love it, and so that video got me back into it, and so I love it. Number 14 is the most beautiful book you've received / bought this year. Oh, received, the most beautiful book I've received. I didn't think about books that I've received until I just read this out loud. The most beautiful books I have received this year. The Ed Sheeran A Visual Journey from BFF Helen Smith. Merci beaucoup, mon ami, tu es belle. The Harry Potter The Beautiful, Beautiful Castle edition from mon ami, Alicia. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know how to say how thankful I am because, like, I have friends that buy me books, and I love books so much, and I especially love Ed Sheeran and Harry Potter, and so, thank you. Thank you. The second half of this question is the most beautiful books that I've bought. Again, it's today. The next is A Little Something Different by Sandy Hall. I think this is so pretty, and it's pink, and it has coffee, Chinese takeout, book, more coffee, book. Oh, my favorite things, Chinese takeout, coffee, and books. Oh my goodness. And I think this book is so cute, and it's all pink, and I love it. And the final most beautiful book would be A Patrick Calls by Monster's Nest. A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I don't know. I'm really intrigued by this. I think that the artwork is terrifying and well placed thus far, and I cried at the author's note. And so maybe not beautiful because of the way it looks, even though it looks really good, but beautiful for the message thus far. And I haven't even read it yet. And finally, question number 15, the books that you have to read this year. All of the books, no, I'm just kidding, that would be absolutely ridiculous. I want to read a lot of books by the end of the year, but I just picked a few to show. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. I show this book a lot. Haven't read it yet. Have been talking about it since like my first or second video. I will read it this year. I swear to you. I swear. I will read it this year. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I would prefer to read like all of them that have come out thus far this year, but I'm starting with the first. Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. My sister absolutely loves this book. She keeps asking me when I'm going to read it. She keeps asking me when I'm going to read Isla, which I just started today. And then she keeps asking me when I'm going to read this one. And so I plan to read this month. And I'm so excited because it only gets rave reviews. And it has 4 stinking awards on the cover. So that's a good telltale sign. Stolen by Lucy Christopher. Just because I really just want to read it. I just want to read it. I love it. The books that I don't own that I would really like to read are the Chaos Walking trilogy, one that I am reading on my Kindle right now from the library, by Patrick Ness, and I would also really like to read Cress and Winter, and The Fairest by Marissa Meyer, because I am just really intrigued by this series right now, and it was a pretty good cliffhanger, and I really am starting to enjoy the characters, and I think I'm going to like Cress, and I want to know how it ends, so I really want to read those books this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was my mid-year freakout. It was a lot of fun to film, and it was also a lot of fun to kind of reflect on where I am thus far this year. I am almost 50% done with my goal. 47 is close to 50. We're on a roll, and hopefully I will read 75 books this year, which will be a huge step up from last year, which is really exciting. I tag everybody. I'm going to specifically tag people below, but if you would like to do this video, I am passing the baton, the gauntlet. Please do this video. It was really exciting and a great way to reflect about halfway through the year. I did this a little bit late, but yes, if you'd like to do this video, consider yourself tagged. Say that I tagged you, because I tag you and also you and you over there, because this video is really fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an incredible day. Goodbye!